Welcome to How to Unburden Your Finance and Accounting Team and Keep Them Engaged, brought to you by the Controllers Council. My name is Neil Brown, Executive Director of the Controllers Council, and now let's take a quick look at our agenda. First, I'll introduce our expert panelists, and we'll say a quick word about our partner and sponsor. Then we'll get right to panelist questions. We will have audience polling questions. While this webcast is not CPE today, your answers will give our panelists a point of reference and allow you, the audience, to benchmark your peers. So please do answer the polling questions. We'll also have audience Q&A. And so for Q&A, please use your GoToWebinar control panel to ask our experts questions. And finally, a frequently asked question, you'll receive a link to this webcast via email in the next 24 hours. So no need for notes or screenshots. So with that, I'm pleased to introduce our expert panelist. Barbara Salazar is a CPA and Chief Financial Officer of E2 Consulting Engineers, with more than 25 years of F&A experience. She started when she was 16, I'm told. Just kidding. Prior roles included VP of Finance, CFO, Corporate Controller. She's been involved in SEC reporting and SOX compliance and audit at PwC. Barbara is a CPA, as mentioned, and an Ivy Leaguer with an MBA from Stanford, who resides in El Cerrito, California. Next, we have Glenn Hopper, CFO of Eventus Advisory Group, and a serial CFO in a good way. Glenn authored the book, Deep Finance, Corporate Finance in the Information Age. And he has Harvard credentials, including a Master's of Liberal Arts and a graduate certificate in business analytics, along with a journalism background via the Defense Information School. And last but not least, Kristine Dosick is controller at evolvedMD, a behavioral health tech based in Scottsdale, Arizona. Kristine has 20 years experience, and she earned a bachelor's degree in integrative biology from the University of California at Berkeley. Panelists, welcome. And before we get to our panel questions, please just tell us a little bit about yourself, your organization, and your finance and accounting department, and go ahead and turn on your video cameras. And let's start with Kristine.
Hi, Neil. Thank you so much. It's great to be with everybody today. My name's Kristine Dosick. I am the controller for evolvedMD. We are a company in Scottsdale, Arizona, working to bring behavioral health services to your primary care office. We're currently operating in 2 states, Arizona and Utah, with plans to expand into 3 more in 2023. Prior to that, I worked in hospitality, real estate, marketing, and have had various finance and controller positions throughout a number of industries. Here at evolvedMD, because we are a growth stage startup, the accounting department runs incredibly lean. We have basically a department of 3, and we are always looking to find ways to leverage, and I think we do incredibly well with the resources that we have.
Excellent. Glenn, how about yourself?
Hey, thanks for having me, Neil. Looking forward to the conversation today. I've been in the startup space for over 20 years, in industries ranging from telecom to car washes, and I've been a CFO for the last 15, and I just recently pivoted a bit, and I am working as a fractional CFO at Eventus Advisory Group. And I've got to say, the fractional CFO lifestyle is, multi-client work is really interesting, but this is the first time in many years that I've been surrounded by a bunch of other finance and accounting geeks, and I love it because all day, this is the kind of conversations we're having. So the conversation that we're having on the panel today is going to be very much like our coffee, our coffee conversations. So really looking forward to talking about this today.
Great. And Barbara, how about yourself?
Yes, thank you, Neil. So I have 25 years of experience in finance and accounting. I'm CFO of E2 Consulting Engineers. We provide engineering services in 9 different fields all over US and globally, and we also manufacture and sell engineering equipment and technology. We are growing very fast, have 35 years of history. I'm not with the company for 35 years. I have been CFO and VP of Finance of companies in multiple sectors. It's mainly technology, biotech, and financial services. I took multiple companies public, both public and private. Right now, although it has got long history, it is private company. I would say 50% private, public. Unfortunately, not like Glenn, I'm not surrounded by a bunch of CFOs, but I'm surrounded by wonderful people, and I look forward to this discussion.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for that. And let's go to a brief word about our partner and sponsor, Bill, formerly Bill.com, now Bill, a leader in financial automation and software for small and mid-sized businesses. Learn more at Bill.com. All right. Well, with that, let's get right to our panel questions. This is the exciting aspect of it. And our first, per our webcast title, what aspects of finance and accounting duties, or F&A duties, are most challenging and least engaging? Barbara, let's start with you.
I would say that, technically FP&A is designed for you to be a kind of partner of CEO, of executive, providing them with top great information to grow business. And my business revenue doubled during last year, so we are growing. But what comes in actuality, that there are a lot of different activities. There are a lot of, information that you have to automate, classify, even before you could get to all that wonderful analysis. So I would say that the most challenging is actually automating and collection of all that information. So finally you could analyze it and make decisions. And of course, this is least engaging and the most challenging, because you have to get tons of information, you have to process it. And in order to do that, you need such companies which do automation. One of them is Bill, the sponsor.
Okay. And Glenn, how about yourself?
Yeah, I think so. We think about the tasks that we do every month and the close process and all that, and a lot of them, challenging is not the right word. Sometimes I think infuriating. So the most challenging tasks to me are the ones that involve that repetitive data entry, the manual reconciliations, the things that you have to do with the data and with compiling the reports and closing the month that get you to that value add place where you're going to be. So it's really just the more monotonous ones are challenging in their own way, because there's room for error. There's maybe issues with accessing data, and then there's that's not where you're adding the value for your function, is in doing those tasks.
Okay. And go ahead, Kristine, tell us your perspective.
Oh yeah, reconciliations, such a good time. Yeah, nothing kills creativity faster than a reconciliation day. So my take on this is slightly different. I find the parts that are the hardest for my team are the ones that have to do with chasing down invoices, chasing down approvals, trying to figure out why things are being submitted late, and the constant follow-up with their other team members and kind of our end clients, if you will, to get that information again so that we can complete the financials and make that value add. But it takes so much time and repeated requests to get these things done that they're scrambling at the end of the month. to get everything in for the close. And that's super frustrating